Hey everyone, I'm back from IMATS 2017. This is a Toronto one. I just got back. It's 11:20 at night. I've been up since 5 in the morning, and since I'm already mentioning how long I've been up and wearing makeup, I've been testing out the Kat Von D Locket foundation to see how it hold up for, like, you know, cosplay wear, especially in a convention setting, but I didn't want to actually wear this while wearing a costume at first. That's usually what I try to do anyways. So I think I held up pretty well. I've got some blotchiness on the nose and some little patches here. Surprisingly, my smile lines are fine, but for some reason I got creases down here. You can't really see them on camera, but I've noticed that. It was a really weird spot to get creases in your foundation, but otherwise it's close to 17 hours and it's looking still pretty good, so I figured might as well do the video now. Be able to sleep in tomorrow and not have to worry about it because I have to go into work in the afternoon and through the evening. So let's get on with the haul, and list down below what I'm wearing completely, as well as I have to mention this is the Saint liquid lipstick. This was a flash sale item, but it wore really well throughout the day. Like, I only had to reapply it now after eating pizza because I was really hungry when I got home. So the first booth I went to was Kat Von D. I ended up going twice to their booth and waited in line. For the first time I actually went through a lot faster because they started pulling people out of the line to actually pay for their orders that already knew what they wanted. Second time I had to wait the entire time to get to the front. like last year, that's the way they did it, but this year for some reason they wanted to get more people through at the beginning, which probably made sense, but anyways, I'm digressing a little bit here. So they give you this nice little bag, which is cute. And of course I got two of them, so I went through the line twice. And the only reason why I went through the line twice is because one of my shades was wrong. But it ended up kind of working in my favor because I ended up just buying the rest of the line. And that's actually for the Glimmer Veil Everlasting Glimmer Veil lip color. It's called a lip lipstick. It has a formula similar to a lip topper in that it's not as long wearing, but it's matte, it's transfer proof, and these are very bright. So I literally got the entire collection because they gave me the wrong one when I first bought 6 of them, and I just decided to go ahead and get the rest and go through the lineup one more time. So yeah, I'm just grabbing them all here. I'm not going to take them out because I will review them later, but there's a lot of shades. I think there's 9 in total. Yeah, there's 9. So yeah, that is the entire freaking collection of colors. So that's gonna be a fun post for me to do. I do like these look really nice in person. Like, I've seen Taptalia's swatches of them on her lips, but like seeing them on the staff, kind of like, oh, these are really pretty. So I'm gonna just get them, which was not what I was intending, but that's definitely a huge chunk of money I dropped. Also, Kat Von D was only 20% off for the general public. Last year I did get 30% off because I paid or bought like plus $200, and they gave me a gold discount automatically, which was really nice of them to do that. They didn't have to. This year, if you were IMATS card holder, like the makeup artist trade show card holder, you got 30% off. In this case, because it's general public, I only got 20. I also got some more of the liquid lipsticks, so I got Exorcism, Muñeca? I don't know, it's this pale nude, it's actually pinky. Ophelia and Dreamer, which is at turquoise, so just the 4 shades because I already own so many of them. I also got like the gray set that Sephora put out, so I have like the minis of the 2 gray colors, so saved some money there, but I still spent a lot of money on this booth. I also picked up Raw Power, the metallic finish. What was it? Metal Crush, sorry. It's the Metal Crush formula. But this is their metallic finish eyeshadows, and this shade kind of caught my eye for a while, so I decided to finally get it. And they had a few bundles there, so you got like the lipsticks for 50% off, the set of lipsticks. I already own a number of shades. I just finished my post of like what colors I already have, I should say. It's posted on my blog. So I wasn't feeling any of the other shades. Maybe the brown, but I wasn't really paying attention to those colors. And they did have a kit bundle where you get the Shade and Light eye matte and the face contour together for 40% off with the brush. What I was surprised was the I got the Shade and Light Glimmer palette. This is the, look at that packaging, the hologram. Sorry, it's gold hologram packaging. You can see it when the, I like that. Oh, I do like that. Anyways, so I did get this palette. It didn't come as a bundle with the brush that was designed for it, and I did not want to spend $32 with the discount on the brush. So I was like, never mind, just get the palette. In total, this was the biggest splurge, like this entire order. Like, it doesn't look like a lot. Actually, I just mentioned I also got another tattoo liner because I'm really addicted to this thing, so I figured I'd grab another one because I'm not sure when mine's gonna run out. Like, this is a lot of product. Oh man, like, I'm just piling these up here. That's the eyeshadow power. Woo! Don't drop it. Like, this is a lot of stuff, but it came to just under $400 Canadian. So that is a lot of money to drop on one booth, but hopefully next year I'll be better behaved. But basically, unless they bring out a bunch of new liquid lipstick colors, I think I'm good for a while with their brand. So I gotta review the other ones I have, but otherwise, I think I've hit the high water mark. I'm sure I'll go back. The perfume was on sale. Oh yeah, the Kat Von D booth was not charging sales tax, so it was literally just 20% off the Canadian price without having to worry about tax, which is a really good deal. It's the only reason why I went a little more ham than I should have, because I was planning to maybe take advantage of the Sephora sale, but that's only 20% off with tax. So this still saved me 13% off. Yeah, it's basically ended up being an extra 13% off the price of all these pieces because our sales tax in Ontario is $13. So I'm happy to grab it, but definitely this was a lot more money this year than last year than what I'd spend at the booth. So yeah, that is my Kat Von D portion of the haul. I will post swatches of stuff, but it's just too much to do in one video. One of the other booths I was excited to go to was Suva Beauty. I think it's Suva? I hope I'm pronouncing it right. It's Suva Beauty. I did buy their 2 larger palettes during the Black Friday sale in September. I just posted a review on those. Like, I did work with them for quite a bit before I did my final thoughts, but also just other things came up first. So, so I decided before IMATS I would actually do the review on the eyeshadows. In terms of stuff they had, they did have the 2 big palettes, which is Cupcake and Monsters and the Necessary Naturals. I think that's the name of the palette. And if you want to check it out, check it out below. But they had 2 other palettes, but they only brought one to the show, which was the Hussle, I think. Yeah, it's a Hussle. I had to look on the back of the box. So, little tiny palette. It's all metallics. These look really nice. Their eyeshadows actually seem really nice. The show special was 30% off everything, which is really good. Almost tempted to get more of the singles, but I'm going to test out these metallic eyeshadows first because all the other palettes eyeshadows I have are matte, so I thought this would be a nice way to do it. The big palettes were 50% off. The single shadows plus the... not 50% off, they were $50. And the single shadows plus the palette, if you wanted to build a custom 8 palettes, it would have been $100, so I was like, whew. I know why, because they aren't pre-made palettes. That's the reason why they're more expensive, but at the same time, it's like, it's a little more of a discount. That's actually is quite a bit of a discount, but still, I was kind of hesitant to pull a trigger. If they come next year, I probably will, just because I'll be in the market for more, probably. But they did bring something else new to the, I think they launched this like a month ago, not even a month ago, a couple of weeks ago, and it's the liquid highlighters. I picked up the lightest shade. This is definitely comparable to the CoverX Custom Drops. This isn't a silicone-based liquid. It would dry out, so that's the reason why they have like the dropper, and I think they have a diaphragm. Yeah, there's a diaphragm in there too, it's like that. This doesn't dry down as fast, but it does kind of dry down, won't say too cream finish, it's almost like a more of a waxy finish, and not in a bad way, it just more like has a waxy slight texture. These are really concentrated pigments, so, and I think this was like $20. I have to double check. I do have a receipt here. Yeah, IMATS price was $26. Again, it's 30% of whatever the full retail price, so this was a really nice shade. They had a lot of shade options. This one works for my skin tone. The next lightest shade was a really pretty champagne-y gold. It's more gold than champagne, but you get the idea. So I thought, why not try this out? Because as much as I love the custom effects, CoverDrops, they're $52 Canadian, and I'm having issues with them drying out in the packaging despite them being sealed. So there's something about the packaging and the formula just, you know, slowly makes them evaporate. They're still usable, but it ended up being a lot more thicker, I guess is a better way. It gets thicker eventually because all the liquid that evaporates is evaporating through the tape. Through the packaging. So a cheaper alternative. Yeah, this is kind of nice, and they don't have any crazy colors yet. They have mostly skin tones. I'm hoping that will expand into, you know, hollow colors and pinks and other things that you wouldn't expect, just because the formula seems really nice. I haven't had a chance to really test it at all, but I do like it. And the other thing I grabbed was just one of their Hydro liners, which is, I'm actually going to open it up so you can see the packaging's like, this one's a metallic, it's literally called Rose Gold. It is a water activated wax. I'm going to say this formula seems very similar to my Wolf Effects body paints. I'm going to have to double check on the formula, the actual ingredients, to see how comparable they are. I think they're made in the same country though, if I'm honest. Yeah, it's made in China. It's very similar to Wolf Effects and Crivion. I can never pronounce that one brand's name, but it's another water activated wax-based body paint. Yeah, that's that's the full name. But I was testing it out. I was actually doing a rub test throughout the day to see how long it's lasting. This looks like pretty, it's not as intense anymore, but I was literally doing this all day, so this I think it's held up pretty well considering. The color is this peachy color you see here. It looks more metallic when you first apply it, but you definitely get the sense of the color. So I was just testing out a few, and I'm like, it's not coming off. I actually will be having to take a shower. This is probably going to stain my skin though, this neon pink. So that's really cool colors. So they have mattes and they have metallics, and they have the neon shades. But yeah, this rose gold is unique because I don't have anything like that in a water activated wax-based body paint, and they are definitely rating this for both the eyes and for the body. Although it does say that some of the colors are not been approved for the eyes because the FDA does not actually have any testing for UV pigments, whereas Canada and the US does. That's the reason why the FDA hasn't approved it, because they haven't had any research paid for them to approve it yet, so that's the legal issue with that. Otherwise, these are great, so yeah. This is a really nice deal they have for 30% off. And I'll probably maybe take advantage of if they have a Black Friday sale again, just to see if I can get some more stuff. So I did end up going to Inglot. I do like Inglot a lot. I own a lot of their eyeshadows. I'm still hesitant to buy their pigments because they're still expensive at $32 with the discount. Yeah, I think it is $32. So I'm just looking at the discount. I think, yeah, it was just 20% off. So sorry, I'm just double checking my receipt here. So I only picked up two things just because these are two I've been waiting to get, and every time I went into the store they were out of stock and I didn't really want to spend X amount of money to get these shipped to me. So the first one is the AMC gel liner, which can also double as a base, and it's a nude one, which is $68. So yeah, it's sealed. I'm not going to open it just yet because the packaging is plastic, and these plastic containers are not as airtight as the glass jars that MAC puts out, but yeah. That was $22 normally, and it came to $17.60 at the show, so that was a really good one. I was tempted to get the white, but I still prefer the MAC Pure White Chroma line pot because it's more opaque. But the other thing I picked up, which again, it was sold out every time I went to the store, and I was like, I'm waiting for IMATS because it's a little more inexpensive considering it's something you can potentially buy on eBay, but I doubt it because I haven't been able to find one yet. And it's actually a silicone applicator brush, so this is meant for glitters. This is actually really soft. I have like a really cheap one I got from Sally Hansen. Not Sally Hansen, but Sally's Beauty Supply. They have like the cheap little silicone ones. This one's got a lot of flex to it, so it'll be fun to use this for applying glitter. That way my brushes aren't saturated with the glitter glue or stiff or hard to clean out. So yeah, it's got a really nice soft tip. Original retail price was $19 Canadian. It's $15.20. And I know Makeup Forever sells one like this too, but I think it's around $30, so definitely grab the Inglot one if you can. So, kind of excited, kind of bummed about the next thing I'm going to talk about, in that I finally, after 3 years, was able to get into the Morphe line. That wouldn't take me 5 hours to get to the front, because I arrived at IMATS like after 9 o'clock. The door is open, but there's already a huge queue to go in, so by the time I get in, it's usually an hour later, and today was no exception. I literally got in like just after 10 o'clock. So the Morphe lineup was already ridiculously long, and I decided to go to Kat Von D, but the good thing was it wasn't going to be blocked out. So this is like the bag. So I did get in because the girl I was, I should say lady, that's a more proper term anyways, that I was standing next to, and she was asking me for advice on like what to get from Kat Von D. We were talking about it, and her friends were in the lineup in the Morphe, so after we paid for Kat Von D, we jumped back into the line. So I got in for the first time in like 3 years, like since they started doing the cattle pen thing. So that was kind of exciting. I was disappointed because they didn't bring their, what's the word? They didn't bring all of their palettes. No, they did bring some of their makeup. They did bring the new liquid lipsticks. I didn't even bother to swatch them because I thought they were lip glosses, so totally missed the boat there, but oh well, whatever it is. So I was happy to get in to check out their brushes, and the brushes still feel the same as the first 2 times I was able to test them out before the explosion that was social media. Drove the demand to get Morphe stuff in Canada so badly at the show. Like, I know there's a huge line at any trade show, but the Toronto one, it's just ridiculous. It's been ridiculous for the past 3 years, so I was like, oh, can I make it this time? So I did get in, and I did check out the brushes. The natural hairs are soft, and not super soft, but they're soft. The synthetics are okay. I think they got rid of one of their, actually 2 of their synthetic lines. They have one that's a normal synthetic, which is like the white tipped ones where it's got the gradient of colors, and then they have the elites. Now the elites were really nice, but I did pick up one of their normal brushes, I call it. So their synthetics are like this, it's this, yeah, gradient white hair, but this is actually a split brush, so it's got natural hair and synthetic. I bought this just to try out what the heck MAC is trying to prove by creating these split brushes, so I'm going to try this one out, see if it does anything, remotely different than the normal brush, because it's split haired. But it was like maybe $6. I did forget it was like $6 or $7 for this brush, so I grabbed that one. And I tested out the elites, the texture wise. I guess definitely, if you're going to buy anything from Morphe, go for the elite brushes. Not to discredit any YouTubers on YouTube, but if you have any sort of sensitivity or dry patches or people that want vegan, definitely go for the elite ones. The other ones are nice, but the elite ones are definitely, they're closer to a natural hair, even though they're synthetic. And that's the best way to describe it, and that's what I look for in my synthetic brushes. So I ended up grabbing a few. Price point range, it's actually a little more expensive than the Royal Nichols synthetics, and I'm talking about the Revolution ones. The Revolution ones still kicks everyone's ass in terms of like how realistic. The fur, like the fibers are close to real fur. So it performs like a real hairbrush, like a real goat hair, real squirrel. Like, it's the closest thing I've ever tried to those types of brushes. And I won't say they're like Hakuhodo, because that's a whole different level of premium cut, like the best of Corinthian leather type of, you know, furs. But I'm talking about like the J series would be a better way to say it. Like their cheaper series is like something closer to that range. And nothing against other brush companies. I'm just saying, like, the new synthetics are definitely worth investing in if you're looking for your brushes to last longer, but also be less irritating on your clients. My skin's really sensitive, so I started using synthetics for that reason. But that's a long explanation. This is a tiny, I think they don't even, I was looking up what these brushes are, but it's the E14, which is their small domed eyeshadow. I thought it was cute. It's a little bit smaller than one of my brushes that I get from Memorial Local that I like for my eyes, so if I end up liking this, I might end up ordering more actually online. I just didn't want to order sight unseen when you're buying brushes. I got these, which are probably the most... They didn't have to be part of the Elite series, I just really like them, so I got two of them. These are the E43s. These are flat definer brushes. They are really chiseled thin, but they're also very stiff, which makes it really great for like getting into the lash line. But I also sometimes use this to draw my eyebrows in, so I thought I'd get two of them because I haven't had a chance to have one this short and this thin and this stiff. So hopefully I'll ever like them. They do feel really soft, which is a bonus as well. And I got two, before I drop it. And I just got two of these E36s, which are these tiny fluffy crease brushes, which are really hard to find in synthetic. Like, you can find them in natural hair, but actual synthetic sizes like this, you know, they don't make it that often. But it's really soft. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be looking forward to using these on my eyes because they are even more sensitive to the rest of my skin. But onto the palettes, I was slightly disappointed. They brought all the neutral palettes, which is fine, but I was really hoping that they bring their color ones. I wanted their matte colored one for like character makeup. But they did bring the classic ones. They did not bring the Jaclyn Hill because they said they never usually bring any limited edition stuff to trade shows, and I'm like, except for the highlight palette, they had two. The one that's limited edition they brought this year for some reason, so, but otherwise they had like a very small selection of the palettes compared to all the brushes and everything else they were promoting. So a lot of the neutral ones, like the smoky, the fall into autumn or whatever it's called, the neutral warm, the Glimmer palette, the new square pan ones, which looked very, it was very redundant. A lot of the palettes the shades are very redundant. Which is the reason why I was looking forward to getting a hold of maybe the colored ones. They didn't bring that. I did end up getting just one palette because, yeah, it's my color house that I like to go to. I like my corals and peaches and oranges, so I ended up getting the shimmer, the 350S, which is a shimmer. So basically, when I looked at the matte and I looked at the original, there's a lot of browns, and I use brown eyeshadows to deepen my crease, but I don't need like half a palette of brown eyeshadows to just be crease definers. It didn't make any sense. The matte one, the complete matte one, although some of the matte shades are really pretty, there was like like 1/3 are just like matte browns, and the original 350 again had most of their mattes were the browns, like the brown shades. So I was like, not doing it. Nice to see it, but it's like, yeah, you can see why people got so hyped about it, but like in practicality there's just way too many browns in there. So I got the shimmers because at least with the browns you do have some shade differentials. Again, I don't use matte browns that often other than crease colors, but I would more likely use a match, not brown, but like more brown shimmer shades. Could they cut this palette in half, like literally like take half of the colors away and get a nice little palette? Yeah, I think they could do that. There's a lot of, not redundant, but like very similar sisters in this palette in terms of like browns. Like shades of brown. Like they could have almost maybe put some taupes in here just to break it up a little bit. But I do really enjoy red tones. So like this shimmer, all shimmer shades, was just really pretty. So I ended up grabbing that, and that will be my first Morphe palette I will review. So let's hope it's good, because I want to try more, but this is gonna make it break them for me. So Bedallium Teals was there again. I still love their precision brow liner brushes, which are really tiny and precise, so I've used those for years. I've got like a ridiculous number of them now because I keep using them and I like having backups. So again, they have the Bees Silent bags, which are really cute. This year I was mostly looking for their expand on my FX texture brushes. I was really sad because the one I wanted was like a mini stipple brush. Someone in the first hour of the show like literally bought all of them. Like they just came in and grabbed them all. So by the time I got there, which wasn't that late, but because I didn't get actually physically in there till 10, so it was probably like before noon basically. So, but yeah, they were sold out, so that made me sad. I did get a few of them more. It's two other texture brushes. This is a wide muscle brush. This one. So it's basically just got like a jagged texture that had texture for, you could do muscles with that, you could do like broken capillaries or something like that. They also have a large stipple brush, but like you can kind of make your own really texture brush by mashing up a bad one, like an old one, to make that kind of texture. But I also picked up their all-purpose oval, which was one I wanted to grab last year, but they were sold out. Oh, sorry, I'm just ripping it open. So these were respectively $10, $12, and $13, which is not bad for a very specialized tool. This one I picked up because it's really soft. Like, I'm going to be comparing some of the non-Artis, brushes? I can't remember. It's like the brand that blew up on social media that's like, we did it first. I was like, no, they didn't do it first, but they are the first ones that really perfect the brushes, so I can understand why they did that. But this one's so much softer though than the cheap one I got from eBay, so I thought it would be a nice little tester to see how it works with liquid foundations. I'll probably test it on creams too, because I usually use thicker foundations anyway, so hopefully it works, otherwise I'm going to have some streaky skin with these things. So I saw these at Gem Beauty, which was like a month and a half ago. I have to double check when it was on. But the Toronto one. So Mada, which is a brand under Royal Atlantic, was displaying things, and they gave away one brush for free, but they weren't selling them the brushes, even though they had full stock. But what I saw were these prismatic ones. Now these prismatic ones, the silver line and the gold line that have like the texture, the bristles are the same, it's just the colors are different. But the prismatic ones, this is the first kit, and then they just launched a bunch of more prismatic colored ones. This one's really pretty, but I definitely fell in love with these. Like, I don't know if you can see, there's like a dark turquoise to purple to pink. I'm like, almost matches my hair right now. So they had 4 of these kits on top of it. So this is, I ended up getting 2 eye kits because the face kits were almost redundant for me. As much as they were pretty, but I only really wanted one brush for each of those kits, so it was like not really worth it, even though the price point of these were pretty good. So this one's $20 because they are very dense, and I felt them at the store at the show, so they're very soft as well. So I'm hoping these will work as well for foundations and that stuff. These are really nice, and these are they are the same fiber as the regular Mondo series as well, so they're very soft. They've got texture where they need it, so I got the smoky kit, which comes with the crease, a smoky eye, a smudger, which is like this teeny tiny brush. I don't actually own a brush this short, so that's going to be fun to play with. And their angle lighter, and again, unlike the Royal Angle lighters, they're usually always the same, regardless of what line they come from. So I've got the bamboo one, I got the Revolution. This is my first Mata one, and they all look the same, they feel the same, so I'm happy to try this kit out. So I grabbed this one, and I didn't realize there was 2 eye kits, so I ended up going back to the show and picking up the other one before I left. So this is another eye kit. I think the case is the same, yeah. So it came with this like holographic prismatic casing fabric, which is cute. It's cute. Dude, I would love to see them make a big one of that though, but anyways. So it comes with the, let's see if I can do this right, eye shader. A dome shadow, which is like, it's a little bit longer than I like, but it's going to be a big one, so it probably will work just fine. An angled eye blender, which is, it's not flat, it's more rounded, so it's, actually I don't actually own a brush that's exactly this shape, so it's going to be fun to play with. And the basic brow definer brush, which I've had theirs this shape, and it works. It's a stiffer brush, it's fine. So I just wanted some mermaid colored brushes for a change. It also gives me a chance to try out the Mata, whereas like, I like the brushes, they're definitely better than Real Techniques. I'm sorry, I don't want to offend anyone, but they are better with the Real Techniques. But they're in that cheaper price range, and I think we're on like almost all 50% off at the show basically, so you got a lot of good deals. I also got this funky brush because getting saw it at the show, I thought why not, because I do this with my brushes anyway, so let's get this one that's actually shaped for the purpose of what I'm using my brushes for. So most of my brushes are either angled brushes or domed, so I usually use powder, a highlight powder and a contour powder on each side, where this is literally for your cheek to define the highlight and contour and blend it out. So we'll see if this actually works. It's heart shaped, it's purple, it's soft, hopefully it works. It's cute. It's totally gimmicky though, but we'll see if it actually does the job it's designed for. It's really soft though. Oh, these are so soft, like so soft. But they're still stiff enough to get the job done, so yeah, I'm looking forward to that. The Mata series originally came out like in kits like this, so maybe we'll get more of these fun colored shades for the Mata. I hope. Actually, here's the Mata brush line. So again, this is eyes, reds for lips. This is powders. I got a stippling brush here, powders and face, and more powders, which is like the purple. So yeah, powders, foundation or bases, eyes, and lips. So that's what the colors are now for. So no more blue, even though they had blue originally and had white, and they had a lot of colors, but I guess they just want to streamline it so it makes it easier for people to grab the brush that they need for the job. I kind of missed all the colors, but I understand why they don't do that anymore, because they're trying to streamline the whole product line. So that is really nice kits. I think this was $6 or $7 for a single brush. These kits were $12, so I couldn't say no to that. $12 for 4 brushes and a cube pouch I may or may not use, but still, it's a nice price for the kits, and $20 for these really dense, really soft brushes. So Mehron Mehron now has a Canadian branch of their products. Normally you would have to order through Mehron US, but they now have a Canadian website, which means our prices are coming down in terms of their product line. Now, I still want their eyeshadows, but it was just like, I spent so much today. This is something else I grabbed just before I left, and I'm glad they worked the original price they were asking for last year. And it's the last 2 metallic powders that I did not own previously. These ones just came out, so now I own all 6. They were having a show deal with these where you get all 6 plus the full 4 ounces of like glitter glue is what these mixing mediums use with these. For, was it $72? So that broke down to really good price savings. These, instead of being $16 this year, were $12, which is great. I was not going to spend $16 on these guys. So this year CC fashion brushes came back. They're one of the booths that are kind of like a mixed bag of stuff, and they're definitely getting more weird things this year. I love it because I've been able to get eBay stuff or see AB stuff with them selling it, which is great. For about the same price, but at least you could see it at a show and see what it's all about. This year they still had the ridiculously cheap lashes, and that was a good chunk of it, but they're definitely synthetic. They're not as nice looking as, say, like Cocoa lashes, which was also there, and I was good, and I did not get lashes this year. I did not get lashes this year. I was almost tempted, because I actually got a sample from Mosquito lashes, and I kind of wanted to buy another pair, but I just told myself no to the lashes, no lashes this year at all. But they did have some interesting things. They had the mermaid tail brushes. Now, I already have one of them. I'm just going to grab it here quickly. Ooh, get right up there close. It's shiny. So they had like these mermaid tail brushes with the lid. Like, I got this from someone that got it probably from China. I like the color of this one, but they had like the turquoise, the gold, silver, I think rose gold and black, so they had the other shades there. This is fun, but it's really not a very functional brush. It's just way too, like, if you want like streaks on your face, this would do it. If you want to slap on your foundation really quickly, that would do it too. It's not a very good brush though, but it's cute, so I'm keeping this one just for that reason. They had the wizard brushes there, which alleviated my need to buy them because they're not as big as I expected. They are metal, which is awesome, but the actual brushes are synthetic, which is fine, but they're not bad, but they are cheaper synthetic, so they're not as nice as I would hope from them. But they also had silicone, the little silicone things. This is one I got from eBay, but it's exactly the same, like chicken cutlet sort of thing. But what I did buy there, which I wasn't expecting, was literally a silicone egg. I'm curious to see how this works. I have used this one as well. I just threw it back in the packaging just for keeping it clean. But I am curious to see how this rubber silicone egg will apply and bounce on my face to apply foundation. This could be a horrible idea. I should actually film this to see how badly it goes. So it was like maybe $2. They had like ones that were more tapered, which made absolutely no sense for the shape. But it literally was an egg, but it comes in to make like a more of a teardrop like that. So it looked really weird, but I'm like, no, I want more surface to grab onto. I don't want to break it with my nails. That's another thing. Like, it's strong enough, but like, you know, it's still like, it's not encapsulated silicone. This is like pure silicone, no outer casing like this thing. So it might actually work better. It might. But it's definitely pure silicone. There's no texture to it, but it is soft. Unlike that other silicone one, it isn't soft, but it definitely had like a nice texture. This one is soft, so maybe we'll give it a shot. It's just so weird. Like, I didn't mind spending $2 on something like this. But they also had brush rolls, and I've not bought one ever because I have like a My Bag or something like that that's got like brush handles, but I always wanted like a proper brush roll, and like, I mean, come on, look at this. Oh, it's pink floral brocade, and it's metallic. Now, some of them were damaged, so I did definitely go through them to see which one that didn't have any weird watermarks on it from manufacturing, but oh my god, like, this is so pretty. It will probably get busted up, but it's like only $10, so I'm like, yes. And the case is just a case, so in this case, the snaps works just fine. They're a little light duty, but you don't need really too heavy. And it's pink on the inside. Ooh, it smells like vinyl. Yeah, it smells like vinyl. Definitely air this out though before I start using it, but yeah, like, oh, I'm a sucker for brocades because that's one of my favorite fabrics to work with, but like, it's metallic brocade and it's roses. I think they sold out quite a number of them because I bought it midday, and then at the end of the day I think I only saw one under the table, so I'm very happy to grab this. I'm very happy to notice it because I was like, And actually in Morphe I was checking out their brush rolls, and there's one that was like a rectangle box that opens up into a flat, larger rectangle basically. That was like $27, where this is like 10. Like, oh, look at this. Look at this. Look how pretty this is. I'm looking at the viewfinder. Look at it. But yeah, like I'm so random. I'm super stoked about this because it's like, oh, it's just so pretty. It's so pretty. If you want to see more goodies I got from IMATS Toronto, please check out my part 2 of this haul.